Otto Scharmer, thank you very much for this possibility. We want you to share a message for the people of Mendoza that is working with Theory U in the case of our resources and our future.
Hi, everyone. Lucas just shared with me a little bit the meeting you're going to have this evening, right? So I so much remember and cherish and love the memories. I might have been there in Mendoza, the Sistema B meeting, which was now 7 years ago. And I have met Pedro and so many other people who, told me that was such a great connection we had back then, where kind of a lot of practical things that are very significant now got seeded, right, in a very small way. It is a real kind of pleasure and privilege for me to reconnect with some of you and connect with those of you who are new in this circle and this conversation tonight. The water issue is really at the core, right, of the future. It is kind of not the only issue. It is perhaps kind of the one indicator, a situation that is calling on us, right? Us as communities, us as larger systems, and us as a planetary community, as humanity, to come together in new ways and explore, upgrade our levels of collaboration, which is exactly what makes us human, right? That's kind of what makes us different. There are other species who have empathy. What really kind of sets us apart is our capacity to collaborate beyond tribes, to collaborate kind of beyond kind of single places on a planetary level, on a level of the whole system. What is the ecological crisis? What is the water crisis? It's a call on us to come together in new ways. One thing that I would actually recommend you guys to do, and we can maybe talk about that, it's kind of the 4D mapping. So in the old days, it was Mother Nature and so on, but now we need kind of these other voices to come in and really map the situation in the way that makes visible some of our current dynamics. And the most important thing, when you do a 4D, right, there are really like a couple of really important things. The emerging future is already present in Sculpture 1. Sculpture 1, the problem we face, it's not the enemy that we need to combat. That's right. It's a situation that we need to embrace, because in that Sculpture 1, in the problem that we face, Sculpture 2 is already dormant. The journey to Sculpture 2 is just kind of allowing that to show up a little bit more. And the most important thing in any kind of 4D mapping is not Sculpture 1. It's not Sculpture 2. It is the conversation that happens as a result of those. So when you do the mapping tonight, right, we stand here and we have the conversation, and then kind of another role here, then there are the observers around us, and we move into this conversation. And so what surprised me about what you just said about, why you went here as opposed to over there, and how we, as we consider our practical next steps in our initiative, how we can use these insights to approach the stakeholders we know we need to involve to be successful, to approach them differently, based on an awareness of both the Sculpture 1 dynamics, which are real, and also the Sculpture 2 possibility, which are just as real. And all of that, I think, is just kind of the opposite of what's currently going on in the war in the Middle East, for example, right? Which is really the downgrading of human intelligence, the downgrading of collective intelligence, unilateral dominance, instead of upgrading our collaborative capacities at a planetary scale. And we know it's not ending well. So this is the time for the rest of us to pull together and to prototype these new formats, because that will be the foundation for the next wave of civilizational renewal.
Thank you, Otto, very much for the people of Mendoza.